not a typical team sport, how does your support of each other help at these? So the Reggie is really small, so everyone's really close to each other. You can see everything that's going on, watch all the events at the same time, like the dash, the track events, field events, they're all in the same area. So you can really cheer all your teammates on and like time people and tell them their splits so that they stay on pace and really just support them throughout their whole event.
It's just, we're all cheering each other on, we're all there for each other, and if someone's racing, we're all right at the guardrails, cheering everyone on, screaming.
I feel like I always do my best when I'm like either having like a pep talk with Emily before I throw, or if I talk to one of the girls before I hurdle, because even though it's like an individual like time, I feel like we all like build off each other's like energy. Definitely.
I agree. We have like, we know like the list of like the order of events, so we can like know when, like which races who can cheer on, because you can't cheer on when you're like racing at the same time as someone else, but when you're not, you can be there for them.
Yeah, definitely. As soon as I finish my event, that's the first thing I want to do. Cheer my team.
I feel that we all push each other to do better, and it's individual, but at the same time there's relays in all different events. Like in some meets there's shot put relays, long jump relays, so it just pushes you to do better. I feel like if another kid on the team is pretty close to you, it just fuels you to want to beat them. I feel like that transfers to all events, not just some of the field events. So I feel no matter what, we all just push each other. We all want what's best for each other, and we don't really tolerate any negative behavior on each other at all.
Speaking to those of you who have broken records this year, what has that been like for you?
For me, it was kind of surreal because I kind of broke it last year, but it didn't count because it was outside. So I've been working for this like all year, and I was expecting to really not break it by a wide margin. But when I did, it was just like I was so happy, and it was just crazy. Yeah, I was super excited too because before I broke it this year, I broke it freshman year. But then since then, I kind of like plateaued, and then I guess it was just exciting for me to like be back at that standard and that like performance. So.
And for the seniors, what has been the best part about your senior season?
Definitely, I would say the people. I mean, it was kind of hard at the beginning of the year because there was a couple new people and no one was really used to the Reggie, so it was kind of difficult trying to get all the underclassmen like really involved and excited to be at the Reggie. But it's been really fun, especially these last few weeks, because everyone's really come together, and just finally being able to do the relays again and compete like actually at the Reggie, it's been so much better and so much more of a team effort this year than it was last year.
Yeah, being inside, the environment's definitely different because everyone's so close to each other. Everyone's cheering each other on, and it's like you can hear everyone. It's loud in there. And like compared to outside, everyone's kind of like spread out doing their own thing. So indoors is much more fun.
How are you guys preparing for divisionals?
We've just been like sort of acting like the normal meet, just smaller teams, and focus on yourself and what you're doing more instead of having like 10 to the freshmen and all that.
Especially like when we found out that we made it yesterday, so we don't really have that much time to prepare, so we just kind of been treating like just training throughout the season, which is going to help us throughout the division.
I know for me, since I do shot put, I'm going back to the basics and just fine tuning all that stuff to get ready, because it is a quick turnaround. So we had to come into practice yesterday thinking we were going to make it, and if we didn't, we didn't. But I feel like we had to push ourselves yesterday.
Yeah, it's just a lot of individual work. Like everybody knows how to train, like to reach their best. So everybody just uses that.
What was it like going back to a normal season after having a COVID season last year?
It was great. It just going outside and throwing and like running outside for all 2 last year, it just wasn't the same because we didn't even give out jerseys because we weren't even competing against other teams till the last meet of the season. And still that wasn't a normal meet because we're all super spread out and everything. So I think going back, it's just it's so much better, and it just fuels competition between people more. Because if you're not competing against a different school, you don't want to push yourself as much because you don't really win a meet if you don't have good competition to compete against. So.
And like we just have meets on our own. It's harder to like pace yourself if you don't have anyone to like run with. So you might just be yourself in a race or get thrown into one that you're not used to.
Yeah, it's great being back in the Reggie, seeing everybody competing with all the other kids in the league, and like just like showing up, putting everything you've got in the track.